I'm Richard Roeper, and this is a special all-sports version of The Good, The Bad, and The Ugly. The Good, this has been one of the craziest college football seasons in the last couple of decades. Spectacular upsets, amazing comebacks, and the appearance of some fresh teams in the top 5. How great is it to see schools such as Ole Miss, Baylor, Mississippi State, TCU, and Marshall rolling, while Alabama has stumbled. Ohio State is just good, and Florida, nowhere to be found. Granted, the most intriguing matchup this weekend pits Notre Dame against Florida State, but it's great for the game to see some of the traditional powerhouses vying with perennial afterthoughts for a spot in the first ever 4-team national championship playoff. Also good, the Blackhawks are back and they're in midseason form, poised to make another deep run. The bad. Well, the World Series of Poker is back on ESPN on Sunday nights this year, and that in itself is a good thing. For years, I've admired ESPN's ability to deliver moving and funny human interest stories, ratchet up the tension, and create some real drama.
I'm so sorry.
Drained and flushed out of this tournament.
But back in the day, like 5 or 6 years ago, we'd get coverage of a multitude of tournaments, not just the main event and maybe one other tourney with a gigantic buy-in. It was fun watching the first-timers and the amateurs win bracelets in some of the other tournaments as well. And far too many of the hands they show these days are all-in showdowns. I still like watching the World Series of Poker on ESPN. I used to love it. Also bad, those inane sideline interviews in college football with the reporter peppering the coach with predictable questions while he eyes the locker room and plots the fastest escape he can make while still living up to his contractual obligation. Dump the stupid sideline interviews. They're worthless.
What kind of question is that?
As for the ugly, I have to go back to college football for this one. These days, it seems like every team has about 9 different uniforms and 6 different helmets. Merchandising might be a key motivating factor there. Hey, we'll sell you a bunch of different jerseys, but if one of our players is caught signing those jerseys for dough, he's in big trouble. Hypocrisy alert. Some of the uniforms and helmets are pretty cool, but now we're to the point where if you click on a game, it's hard to tell if you're watching Wisconsin versus Indiana or Oklahoma against Texas A&M. When you go back and look at footage of the all-time greats of the game, you instantly recognize the iconic uniforms of a Michigan or a USC or a Notre Dame or a Georgia or a Nebraska. Now half the time these guys are dressed like secondary characters in an X-Men movie. Also ugly? That's enough ugly for one week. I'm Richard Roeper. This was The Good, The Bad, and The Ugly.